All right, imagine a society where every move you make is tracked and rated. What you buy, what you post, how you behave, all scored to show how valuable you are.
Then take that imagination and set it over here, because it's already happening. As Mike found out, you might find it really eerie that the scorers are companies we buy things from.
Okay, so if you've ever owned a smartphone, maybe shopped online, bought an airline ticket, or even used a credit card, you might not realize it, but you're being secretly scored in ways that'll impact your wallet.
They have detailed information on every single transaction.
They are businesses we buy products and services from every day. If we call their customer service or send them fiery complaint emails.
Once or twice.
I have complained about something that maybe oh, they charged me extra on this or something like that.
Or return stuff.
Actually, I got a pair of boots that I'm wearing right now that I need to return.
Well, hold on to those boots, because you should know those and many other behaviors are big factors in how companies score us. And these scores can determine what products and ads we get to see online, the prices we pay, even how long we're put on hold. Because the best treatment goes to those with the best scores.
If you're calling, you'll be the next call that we answer. Or we look at you and say, okay, we're actually going to give you a deeper discount or more flexible terms because of the value that you are as a consumer. Do we allow this person to have better offers?
University of Utah marketing professor Andrea Thomas says all manners of retailers use these customer lifetime value, or CLV, scores. Here's how they work. Retailers link transactions to individuals, add a dash of demographics like age, marital status, and zip codes, then pepper in some propriety algorithm, and voila, a score to measure our reputations.
They can tell where you're being too expensive for them.
If you shop often without being enticed by deals, your CLV score is probably higher. But if you complain often, buy things only when they're deeply discounted, or return items often, well, your score probably stinks. I say probably because most businesses will not tell you what your score is.
Nobody's legislated that it's your right to see it and input into it like they have other scores like your credit score.
And that doesn't sit well with some of the people we spoke with.
I think we should be able to ask our score. It's not a fair shake. I mean, you're doing them a favor.
That's something that you should be able to check up on and see how you're doing.
Privacy advocates say the same thing. Some compare CLVs to China's developing social credit system that scores people's reputations on their good and bad deeds. Bad deeds like unleashed dogs, littering, bad driving, even gossiping will bring down your credit score. If it drops too low, and forget about dining at the best places, landing the best jobs, or even buying airline and train tickets. But a key difference is China's social credit system is government-run, which means people know exactly where they stand, whether that be good or bad. Here in America, we are tracked and scored by private companies, and we can't see our scores. Uber is a rare exception. Oh, sure, it still tracks and reviews us, but at least we can access a score. Driver Marlia McKinstry showed us how this score works, and she's given a lot of rides.
7,031, I just checked.
I feel very special to be 7,031. And she's scored a lot of riders.
You have to just be somewhat considerate.
Considerate, like being ready to go at pickup time.
The driver doesn't begin to get paid until you get in the car and they start the ride.
The moment the ride stops, drivers rate riders from 1 star on up to 5. On the Uber app, that number below your profile is your average rating. It goes south of 4 stars, and Marlia says you can get the boot.
They're deactivated. They can't ride anymore.
I think that is scary because a lot of these decisions actually do affect our lives in real ways.
Ed Carter at BYU School of Communications researches and writes about digital privacy. He's troubled by the lack of oversight as companies keep tucking permission to use our data into user agreements that nobody reads.
There is no guarantee of due process as far as our data and what companies are doing with that.
Privacy advocates like Carter are urging the government to step in with stronger protections on how companies use our data. But given the huge growth in both e-commerce and data collection, expect the use of CLV scores to keep on growing.